Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of Pokémon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. In the last episode, we began exploring Route 110, including the Trick House at the end of it. This house is going to have more puzzles for us as we collect more gym badges, but for now, we did everything we could in there. So this time, we're going to be continuing along Route 110. We don't have a bicycle, so Seaside Cycling Road is locked off. We're going to have to actually take the long way, the underpass, so... yeah, there is one trainer here who I always forget exists, so I still need to fight him, and Voltorb glowing like that is kind of neat. I kind of really like that. But this trainer is more important right now than a Voltorb. I'll catch Voltorb later. I always forget about this trainer. He's right before an important battle, so after you beat this guy, you're probably going to want to go back and heal. I should have fought him in the last episode, I just didn't think about it, and that's how it always is with this guy. You just don't think about him until it's too late. So, it's too late, and I'll have to beat him real quick. He's technically optional, but I don't skip trainers. That's just who I am. Puff wants to learn Worry Seed. This changes the opponent's ability to Insomnia, which prevents the target from falling asleep. This can be situationally useful, but I don't think it's better than anything Puff has. So no thank you. Aeron. This feels unfair because we can't catch Aeron yet. This team is copied over from the original Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, where you'd already have an Aeron like up to the same level as the rest of your team if you wanted one, but in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, we are locked out of getting Aeron until we get our next gym badge, so it's just pretty rough. But whatever, I'll pretend I'm not pissed. Aeron would genuinely have been considered as a team member if it wasn't locked behind the next gym badge, but I'll just say Slate ended up having one of the types that I wanted Aeron for, and the other type I wanted Aeron for is pretty easily replaceable in Hoenn. Hoenn has a lot of Steel-type Pokemon, which I guess that's kind of spoiling what a future member of my team will be in terms of, their type, but I don't think that's going to be the end of the world for anybody. Being cool isn't enough to win. Yeah, unfortunately, we all have to learn that the hard way eventually. I need to go heal. Alright, continuing along Route 110. Here it is. Hey, Aura! So this is where you've been. How have things been going? I was just checking out the Pokémon around here to help with my dad's research. He says that a long, long time ago, nature used to be way more diverse, and there were lots more kinds of Pokémon, too. My dad and I want to learn more about those Pokémon from the past, you know? That's why we do field work. Is it? Is that what he's studying? And this journey has really helped. I've met a lot of Pokemon on my way here and learned about them too. Which reminds me, come on, it's the first time we've met in ages, so let's have a battle. Show me what you and your team have accomplished on your journey, Aura. Okay. You asked for it, buddy. Here we go, Pokemon Trainer Brendan. This battle is pretty tough. He's leading with Wailmer, level 18 water type, Water Veil for the ability, knowing the moves Water Gun, Roll Out, Whirlpool, and Astonish. If you started with a Torchic, he will not have this, but otherwise he will. Yeah, this battle is pretty tough. I don't think it's nearly as hard in this remake as it was in the original game, where in the original game, this is a run killer, both for speedruns and Nuzlockes. I don't think this could really qualify as that in this particular version of the game, but still, him having a Wailmer this early is pretty mean because that thing's HP stat is massive. Okay, right out for Combuskin. I probably should have figured that. Combuskin is level 20, Firefighting type, Blaze for the ability, knowing the moves Sand Attack, Peck, Double Kick, and Flame Charge, and I'll obviously have on the sidebar what he'd have if you chose a different starter than me. I'm gonna have to switch out into Slate and hope it's not going for Double Kick. It's probably using Flame Charge, but... or Sand Attack, okay. This is still a problem, because if it uses Double Kick, that could still knock out Slate. Slate's definitely not faster. Okay, I should have had faith in Slate. He's a level higher, he has a gargantuan defense stat, and he only hit magnitude 4. Okay. We may have a bit of a problem here, then. Funny send attack again. Peck? Why? Okay. Get hit by Earthquake, then. So yeah, as I was saying, this battle is not very hard in this remake. Why would he do that? Shroomish is level 18, Grass type, Effect Spore for the ability, knowing the moves Stun Spore, Leech Seed, Mega Drain, and Headbutt. He could also have a Slugma at level 18, Fire type, Magma Armor for the ability, knowing the moves Ember, Rock Throw, Harden, and Incinerate if you chose a different starter than me. I'm going to switch into Manuka here. There's not anything this Shroomish can really do to him, or to any of my team members, but Grass types are immune to Leech Seed and Stun Spore, and Mega Drain won't do that much, and, what was its other move? Headbutt. Headbutt could do decent, I guess, but not decent enough that it's even remotely a threat to Manuka. Let's see how much Leaf Blade does. We're 5 levels higher. That was pretty decent, honestly. Just wanted to show that because I think Leaf Blade is one of the only moves in the 3D games that has a pretty cool animation. Not as cool as its original animation. Its animation in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald is so cool, and Grovile's even better at using it in that generation because it's a special attack, so yeah. Unfortunately, we are stuck with physical Leaf Blade, which isn't that big a deal because we have a better attack IV than special attack, and we have a minus special attack nature, but, you know. Whoa! Not bad! 800 Poke for winning. That isn't that good. Sheesh, Aura! When did you go and train up your Pokemon that well? It's like, I don't know. It's pretty surprising, okay? Both our teams look pretty wiped out after that, huh? Here, let me help him out. And this is for you. The Dowsing Machine. That's a dowsing machine. Use it to root around for items that aren't visible. If it senses something nearby, it'll react, see? Truth is, once I started using it, I got pretty hooked on it. It's addicting. But I recommend you give it a try. Careful though, you won't be able to sneak up on Pokemon while you wear it. I guess I'm off to get started surveying the next area then. I hope you meet a lot of Pokemon too, Aura. And he has a bike, and he's gonna ride it as slowly as possible for some reason, I guess. Yeah, he gave us the dowsing machine, and that is an instant register. So now I can show that the registered items are assigned to a grid like that, and you select using the D-pad which one, which is pretty nice. You can have up to 4 items registered at a time, so yeah. There is a hidden item here, you can tell because it's going crazy. Yeah. So different noises happen and the lights change color as you get closer to hidden items, and when the light turns red and goes crazy, there's an item directly in front of you. You can't sneak up on Pokemon while you're wearing this because you get stuck to the grid even while you're using the circle pad, so yeah, don't use the circle pad while you have this equipped, by the way, because it feels incredibly awkward. Now, is there really nothing here? Really? That feels crazy. Yeah. This isn't the best dowsing machine in the series or anything, but it does the job, and I like the reimagining of it as a piece of headwear. I think this is way better than the one in X and Y, which is like handheld. You still get stuck to the grid when you use it, but it just looks weird. I don't understand what they were going for with it. Yeah, it's better here. I'm going to run away from this Minun. I said I'm going to run... Okay, I guess if you demand to be killed, Minun. Yeah, only hit 2 times. Oh, Encore. Oh my god. This Minun exists just to bother me. Which is fine, but like, come on. Minun and Plusle's Cries always remind me of Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon Ranger. There's a important Plusle in both of those games, and... Ooh, Puff is evolving. I forgot that was at level 23. That's exciting. there we go. Puff evolved into Breloom. And wants to learn Mach Punch. This is a 40 power fighting type move that always moves first, basically fighting type quick attack. However, when you think about it, don't think of it like fighting type quick attack when you're using it on a Technician Breloom, because Technician is going to increase its power. Yeah, that is part of what I was so excited about. Breloom learns a lot of these weaker moves below 60 power, which is what Technician improves, and as a result, moves like Mach Punch are going to be so strong. Not like so strong like 100 plus power, but still, they're going to be a lot better than they first initially appear. Headbutt isn't boosted by Technician. I can't think of a situation where Bullet Seed or Mach Punch wouldn't work where Headbutt would, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Headbutt, I think. I like having Stun Spore and Leech Seed. I'll get rid of both of those eventually, probably, but for now. Wow, okay. I wasn't expecting to have Breloom right now. That's nice. Plus speed is going to make it so Mach Punch is able to actually go first more often. The real reason I wanted Bullet Seed and Technician is because Bullet Seed's hits are all boosted on top of the boost from the same type attack bonus and the Miracle Seed. Plus, Bullet Seed is one of the only multi-hit moves with 100% accuracy. It's just solid. It's really good. So, yeah. Bullet Seed is officially a broken move now. But we're going to move Slate back to the front of the party for now, just so he can catch back up to them. Nice, though. I'm sure we're going to get a decent debut battle. Yeah, you can see the dowsing machine is already reacting again. Somewhere in the grass, it looked like. I saw it go red. Where? I'm going to encounter so many Pokemon using this thing. Hi, Electrike. Electrike is one of my least favorite Hoenn Pokemon. To me, it doesn't look like a Pokemon. It looks like a Digimon. I don't know. It's not necessarily as big an issue with Electrike, but especially Manectric. It just... They don't look like Pokemon to me. They never have. They've always just looked a little odd. Oh. This dowsing machine is going to get me into so many battles that I don't want to be in. Collector Edwin. Alright. This guy can give you repeat balls 20% of the time after rematches, so that's nice. You can also get him to give you repeat balls before the guy from Devon Corporation has even told you that repeat balls have been invented, so don't know what's up with that, but I just found that a little bit interesting. Anyway, he's just going to have a Lombre and a Nuzleaf, I'm pretty sure. There's nothing interesting in this battle. I guarantee it, so I'll cut ahead. Ooh, level 22, Slate is learning Bulldoze. This is a 60 power, 100% accuracy move that lowers the speed of the Pokemon it hits. Honestly, just for the sake of consistency, I want that over Magnitude. Magnitude keeps hitting Magnitude 4 and doing like a sliver of HP when it's super effective. I'd rather have the consistency of Bulldoze. Puff is also going to get her first fight as a Breloom against this Nuzleaf because I don't have a better answer for it than Mach Punch, which is super effective, so that worked out. Nice. Man, Breloom is so cool. I love Breloom. I'm so happy I have a Breloom now. Oh, that's great. I'm realizing that right now, I really do not want to keep encountering wild Pokemon. It's driving me a little bit crazy, so I'm going to be using Repels. At least while I'm using the dowsing machine, like... Yeah. Anyway, finally found that hidden item. It was right here. God, that was annoying. Okay. There's a hidden item here. Revive. Yeah, you can tell they, like, gave you the dowsing machine here, so they just wanted to put a hidden item on, like, every other tile. That's what it feels like, at least. Dowsing machine is reacting again. to something north, it looks like. This Psychic, I have foreseen your intentions. I cannot possibly lose. I don't think my intentions have anything to do with whether I win or not. I know this Abra. This Abra has hidden power. I do not know what type, but that scares me because this could be a water type move. Oh my god. I think it was fighting type, because that wasn't strong enough to knock out in one hit, but still. I'm so sorry, Slate. At least he won? But god. I thought for a moment we were getting a break from Slate getting knocked out by everything with this route, but nope. Anyway, we're actually approaching the end of this route, but I did want to say, this route is what I feel is really the start of Hoenn having really long routes, which is a good thing, I think. It's definitely not the last. This is a thing I really like about Hoenn. I'm not a huge fan of the number of HMs in the game and how long they all stay relevant, but I do love that the routes are really, really long and genuinely encourage you to prepare before heading from town to town. It makes it feel like an actual adventure. If you need to go back to a Pokemon Center, you need to invest the time to backtrack down the entire route, whereas in regions like Kanto and Unova, you can easily blast through a route and just quickly run back to a Pokemon Center if you're in trouble. And it just makes it feel like a lot more of a hassle in this particular region to actually go all the way back. And I know oftentimes I'll talk about stuff like that, like, oh, well, I kind of appreciate things not being a hassle, but for the sake of, like, the immersion of going on a Pokemon journey, I don't know, I kind of prefer it to be at least a little bit of a hassle to go back. I like the encouragement of preparing. That is my main point here. There are oftentimes, like, I'll forget to go shopping at a Pokemart in a new town or something, and in those moments, I'm actively making things harder for myself in the Hoenn region because you aren't going to have as many chances to get healed mid-route. I think it's kind of cool. This isn't the longest route in the Hoenn region, by far, but there's going to be some really, really long stretches where maybe we're on routes for like 3 videos in a row, and I hope you'll look forward to that because I really, really like this region's routes. I think that's probably what I think this region does the best is routes. Also, 3 Leppa berry trees. Okay. All right. And with that, we've made it to Mauville City. Wow, so this is Mauville City. You sure seem to be enjoying it, Wally. So, what would you like to do? Do you want to grab a bite to eat at the Mauville Food Court? Or maybe we should get you a bike of your own at Rydell Cycles. Would you like that? I bet the exercise would be good for your health. No, thank you. I want to challenge the gym right away. What? Let me see. I'm pretty sure the gym is... Yep, straight ahead this way. Just through the inner courtyard. What? Hey, wait! Wally? Next time on Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, we'll begin exploring Mauville City, or as I like to call it, Maulville City. This place is a huge shopping mall. See you guys then.